The ribbon on the box was pink. The label wasn't. In her handwriting, it read, "For the real father." Laughter cracked around me like cheap fireworks. Paper plates, pastel balloons, a cousin recording with her phone. My wife pressed a black trash bag into my hands for my belongings. Inside me, I heard a faint gasp, the last breath of the man who believed in us. I let him die quietly. No tears. I folded the trash bag neatly and slid it into my pocket, as if it were nothing more than a receipt I might need later. She leaned close to my ear. "You'll need it tonight." Her mother smiled like a judge who had already reached her verdict. The cousin angled her phone, eager for tears. I opened my wallet. "Perfect," I said, "because you'll need this." A single sheet of paper, embossed seal, signed that morning. A court order. I held it high enough for every fork in the room to pause. That's when time spun backward. We'd met when the firm sent me to negotiate with her tech company. She worked PR, polished, confident, all eye contact. I was a dull associate who could turn a hostile clause into a lullaby. We mistook speed for depth fell fast, too fast. I collected memories like receipts. The night she fell asleep on my shoulder, the toothbrush she left by mine, the day she looked at me like I was shelter. Her mother never looked at me that way. She looked through me, like I was a flaw in an otherwise perfect photograph. The night we shared the pregnancy news, she hugged my wife but shook my hand with the distance of an executive greeting a vendor. The cracks came small at first. A password change. A hidden phone line slipped into the bill. Thursdays, she smelled of a different detergent. I asked gentle questions. She offered precise answers. Precision was my language, so the wrong decimal screamed louder than shouting. I didn't confront. I observed. 2 weeks later, I found receipt, prenatal appointment, father's name left blank. Then a photo uploaded by mistake into our shared album. Her reflection in a window, hand resting on another man's chest. A gold nameplate at his belt. I knew the office. I'd been there with my managing partner. The name on the glass read, like a cruel punchline, CEO. I didn't explode. I scheduled. First, I rerouted my paychecks into a separate account. Legal, documented. I cataloged marital assets, photographed every detail, even the wine bottles she claimed we'd already finished. I installed a second set of cameras. Quiet memory is stronger than loud testimony. I asked a colleague to review an ex parte motion for exclusive use of the home and a no-harassment order. Narrow, clean. Judges like narrow. Then I did what people call impossible. A non-invasive prenatal paternity test. Chain of custody intact. Witness draws, sealed tubes, results filed to the court, not to me. I didn't want a private truth. I wanted an official one. Her messages grew saccharine past midnight. Cruel by noon. He still thinks it's his. Sweet but weak. Mom says rip the bandage. Her cousin texted back. We'll film the reveal LOL. To them, my pain was entertainment. They assumed I wouldn't be the one sending the bill. I told no one. Instead, I planned a baby shower at her favorite rooftop venue, so they'd all be gathered under one sky, confessing in their own laughter, which brings us back to the box. I let the laughter finish. Then I set the court order on the table like silverware. The seal caught the light. Phones tilted for a better shot. This, I said, is a temporary order. Exclusive use of the home. No harassment. It names you. I nodded at her mother. And anyone acting under your direction, including cousins with cameras. Her mother's grin faltered. Tooth by tooth. You can't. I already did. I tapped the seal. Served at 8:12 a.m. sheriff's affidavit attached. My wife laughed, a brittle sound that made the balloon sway. You're so dramatic. The elevator chimed. 2 process servers stepped out, ties neat, jackets open. They moved like good waiters. Efficient, invisible until needed. Afternoon, one said, handing my wife a thick envelope. Another to her mother. A third to the cousin. Still filming. Subpoenas, I said, for the video you're making. Chain of evidence. Don't delete it. The cousin's phone dipped. You think you're scaring us? Reddit will love this. Maybe, but judges love custody logs more. My wife flipped through the papers, her face paling. What is this discovery notice? Your work messages, calendar invites, hotel folios. Also, a protective order requiring you to keep paying the lease on your mother's condo until resolution. You forged my signature last fall. The bank confirmed. Her mother turned sharply. You promised. I promised nothing. My wife snapped, then flinched, realizing the room was still watching. The laughter died. Silence settled. The city hummed outside. I slid the DNA kit back across the table. I don't need this, I said. The court already has results. From a lab you can't Yelp review into compliance. Her eyes locked on mine. Something like prayer flickered there. No, I said softly. Not mine. Not even close. Her lips parted, but nothing came. A process server cleared his throat, uneasy, as if intruding on private grief. And the father? Her mother asked, her voice sharpening, clinging to control. That's the part, I said, where your attorney tells you to stop speaking out loud. The second elevator chimed. My managing partner stepped out. Behind him, the CEO. HR trailed him, a folder stamped policy violations, fraternization in hand. The CEO didn't look at me. He looked at my wife the way people look at a sinking ship from a helicopter. Sorry, but distant, already calculating survival. Ms. Khan, HR said firmly, we need to speak with you privately. The cousin lowered her phone like a flag sinking on its pole. I'm not here to humiliate you, I told my wife. You already did that for me. I'm here to end it clean. Her eyes filled. You love me. I did, I said. Enough to end this properly. No raised voice. No tears. Just steady words. I turned to the guests, their mouths still hanging open. You can keep the cake, I said. I'm keeping the dog. Someone laughed nervously. It died fast. I left the trash bag on the table, small beside the subpoenas. Downstairs, the air tasted sharper, more honest. The city lights hadn't changed, but they felt different. I slipped the court order back into my wallet. It fit like it belonged there. That night, I slept in my own bed. The door quiet, cameras blinking patiently. No pounding, no shouting. The injunction held. Morning came. I brewed black coffee, fed the dog. He looked at me like trust had returned. Weeks later, in court, the judge read the lab results like a eulogy. She granted the annulment, ordered attorney's fees, and reminded a mother where humor ends and cruelty begins. Outside the courtroom, the cousin approached. No phone, just a person. I'm sorry, she said. I'm not, I replied. Not anymore. I stepped into the daylight. I didn't feel lighter. I felt organized. There's a difference. They wanted a spectacle. I gave them a record. They wanted tears. I gave them timestamps. They wanted me broken. I learned to bend. And then I learned to let go.